Alright, so this is vlog number 2 in my series of vlogs working on Donna 2002 Land Rover Discovery. I said in my last video that this second vlog would be dedicated to doing a full walk around of Donna and uh, just give an idea of what needs to be fixed and how she's shaping up. So let's get started. Alright, so let's get started with the interior. So a couple things. I don't have a set plan. I guess I'll just start talking about things as I see them. Let's see. First of all, talked about the windows a bit in my last video. All the actuators work except this one for the driver window. While the actuator still does work, it definitely kind of starts to lose power as you get the window to about here. It starts to slow down and can't push hard enough to make it to the end. Somebody actually has to come on the other side of the window and gently press on the window, and then it'll get it all the way up. So I'm not sure if that's just the actuator being too weak or there's too much resistance. So maybe something going on with the seal here. But either way, I'll probably just replace the actuator, see if that solves the problem. And if not, then look into what's going on, what might be going on here, some internal resistance. Uh, Door locks all work. When you hit the button inside the car to hit all the locks, they all go down and up, so those work just fine. The general state of the upholstery on the doors is fine. I mean, nothing special. It's not moldy or chipping or anything like that. Plastic trim of the doors and the speakers or the handles all in good condition. I want to get some rubber floor mats for the entire car. Right now, there's just these old ones that are probably original and they're in really bad shape. Um, so there's one there, there's one on the other side, and then in the back there's only one here and there. So want to get some new ones. The general state of the leather, it still feels really nice, really soft. So eventually I'll do a full interior detail, remove the seats and do the carpets, and yeah, just do a really deep internal detailing. But for how old these seats are, they're well loved, and they're a little dirty, but the leather still feels really nice and soft and feels great, and it's not you can see there's not really any major rips in the leather, so that's great. I really like the black trim kind of along I think this is the Bahama beige, maybe. I think that's what it was called on the original, kind of what Land Rover would have called it. Let's see, power seat adjustments works just fine. Um, Here's the controls for the windows. The panel is a little loose, but like not all the way loose, so it's just fine. Console works just fine. See, parking brake, the leathers, it's old, so minor details. Replace that. Still got the nice rubber, um, mats around the center console and things. Gear shifts, plastics, all in good shape. Cup holders. Here's the all-wheel drive, putting into high and low, and yeah, I haven't tried this yet. I'm not going to do it until I'm ready to let the car catastrophically fail, and I'm not going to do it until the car's in a place that it can be for a while, because I've heard sometimes if these haven't been used in a very long time, um, they might not even be working. So I don't want to flip it and then not be able to drive the car. I was really excited when I bought this that the original stock radio is here. Um, yeah, all of the components here are original. I was very excited about that because I wanted the car to feel old. Um, So yeah, we have our radio, we have our AC and heat, which work just fine. Hill descents, hazards, fuel cap, rear defroster, front defroster. Um, yeah, our vents, our digital clock, our lock button. Here's an old cigarette holder, old ashtray. This one is kind of broken, but minor detail. It should still come out though. There it goes. Okay. Um, since this is the basic trim, as I said in the last video, there's some, buttons that aren't being used. Um, got rear window wash, wiper, rear window wiper, cruise control. I have not tried it yet. One of the horn contacts is broken. This one works. A little wear on the badge there. I'd like to get that fixed just from a cosmetic standpoint. I think it's cool to have that badge. Cruise control controls, volume. This change, forward, back. This is actually a really finicky button. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's kind of funny too. The radios, sometimes the screen is on and sometimes it's not, and it'll go in and out. Same thing with the volume button. It works sometimes, doesn't work other times. So just some weird electrical gremlins going on. No three amigos on the dash. Obviously the car's not on, but just in general, there's no three amigos on the dash. Window controls work just fine. Okay. Just going to show the general state of the back here. Not too much to say. All the seat belts work and everything. The seats fold forward when needed. You see there's a little bit of wear on the seat, and there's a rip back there, but nothing major. And again, I want to do a full interior detail. I want to do the carpets. Want to do the seats. Let's move to the back. Here's where things get a little more interesting. So back panel clearly coming off. It's still in good. The panel itself is still in good condition. So I'm just going to get back here and clean this up, and hopefully reinstall it. But anyway, back panel kind of coming off. Plastic little chips, no big deal. Again, since this is the base trim, it has cargo kind of containers rather than jump seats. You can see I got some camera shaking. Okay, got some oil and diff fluid and some ramps back here, but the carpet gets a little rough back here. If you get close to it, it smells a little mildewy, so definitely would like to get that cleaned out pretty good. It feels dry, so that's good overall. Okay, so that's the interior. Oh, I forgot to talk about the headliner, right? Everybody knows these headliners on Land Rovers. You're going to need to replace them once or twice as things go. This one's sagging a bit. This one's sagging, although it's not in awful condition. So, cargo net's a bit broken. So I can replace this headliner, but that's not very high on my to-do list. Yeah, let's talk about some more important things. Obviously, you can see right here. So this is the biggest leak in the car right now. This I can't remember if I mentioned it before, but the inner door seal here is not good, and when you drive, you actually feel a draft at the back of your neck because of the lack of proper sealing here. So this is something that'll need to get fixed. I don't have a pinpoint understanding of where exactly the gap is, but clearly there is a gap, and then water's getting in, and it's soiling the headliner and the foam up here. So that's going to need to get fixed for sure. So that's the biggest leak that's known. There is another leak on the other side of the car, although it looks like it might have been kind of patched up. right here, but it's dry. So I'm not sure if somebody patched it up. I'll need to look into it. But this is classic Land Rover getting some leaks and then going down the pillars and getting down to the base and rotting out the base of the car. So that's the interior. Let's talk a bit about the exterior. All right. So looking at the front of this car, clearly, I spoke about this in my last video. This front bumper is going to have to go. I wanted to replace the front bumper anyway, so no big deal. It's very clearly rusting and rotting out, so that's going to have to go. Overall, the front fascia, the grille, I'm happy the letters are all intact. Looks okay. No major dings or chips. Obviously, the paint is pretty bad on the hood here. It's pretty common. So she needs a paint job, but that's way low on the list of things to do. Windshield's in good shape. These wipers are new, but they were damaged upon shipping, is what I was told, so they don't seal properly against the windshield. So I'm going to need to replace these wipers. Okay. I'll slowly walk around the car a little bit just to give you an idea. All the wheels are in good condition. Okay. Mirrors, handles, all good. All the paneling is in pretty good condition. There's this small plastic piece, no big deal. That's kind of loose. Gonna replace that. Somebody put some crossbars at the top and left them there, so I have those now. I checked the pillars upon purchasing the car. There's no rust on the pillars. You can see there's a little bit of corrosion here. Okay, this flap right here is not sealed correctly, so when you drive, it kind of flaps around, so I need to fix that. The seals on the back windows there's no leaks right now, but they look kind of worn, so I'm kind of wondering if I need to do some preventative maintenance here. So I'll need to do some research on that, see how I can do that. Mud flaps are good. All right, so getting a little interesting. So this back bumper here, this was damaged in an accident the Carfax showed a rear end collision. I'm assuming that this is where that bumper happened. You can see it's kind of turned from this angle counterclockwise. So I don't know, maybe a smaller car hit it and turned it up. So you can see the bumper is ajar, back bumper is ajar, and then over on this side, the plastic piece that goes right here is missing. I actually have it. The seller gave it to me. So I'm not sure what's going on here in terms of if I just need to kind of reinstall it and it's like, I mean, it looks pretty fine, maybe just like a little bent. So I don't know if I can just like reinstall it or if it's actually structurally damaged enough I need to replace it if I want to get rid of it being ajar. So need to look into that. Got a tow hitch in the back. Already looked at the interior. Okay, exterior of the car looks pretty good. Yeah, I love this badge here. It's so cool. Just kind of retro, right? Series 2. I just think that badge is so cool. Missing the badge on these are minor things, obviously, but missing the badge here. Would like to get that back, pop it in, just complete the look, And again, I'd like to salvage this bumper if I can, because I like the original Land Rover lettering here. But we'll see how that goes. So, spare tire, Fuel flap is, or it's kind of janky. The plastic kind of like, well, I don't know why I can't come up with the word, but the plastic uh, piece in there is kind of broken, so I need to fix that. You kind of need to get back when you close the fuel cap. You need to like hold it together so that it latches onto the fuel flap. Anyway, minor details. Um, rock or the I don't know what you would call this, but this is completely chipped off. So obviously this must have happened. I think all of this was the same accident, separate from the bumper. I'm pretty sure because there were two accidents on the Carfax. Okay. Want to replace these. I don't know if you call them rock sliders now, or if when you replace them with actual rock sliders, but whatever you would call this part down here, I want to get that replaced with proper rock sliders and probably a step so I can reach the top of the car more easily without opening the doors. So that's the exterior. Let's talk about under the hood. All right, so got the hood popped open here. Take a look. Start if I remove this cover, you're going to see the original, the stock, the jack there, battery, a few little sign of corrosion there, so might need to replace this too soon. I have not evaluated the health of the battery at this point. Fuse box. Can I get it open with one? Yep. Oop. Fuse box. Okay. Coolant. I just drove the car, so I'm not going to open it. I opened up the coolant. I don't see any oil or darkness or flakes in there. So hopefully that's signs of a good strong head gasket. But anyway, I am planning to do a full flush, refill, and blurping procedure that's needed for Land Rovers as one of the first projects on this car. So I'll be doing that soon. Okay, let's see what else. Most of the things I've seen under the hood seem to be in pretty good condition, except there's a few. No, there's a hose here. Oh, there you can see that. Yep, this hose is showing. There's a lot of corrosion there. I'd like to fix that. This is showing a bit of rust here. Okay. Check the oil. Oil needs to be changed, so I'll be doing that soon. I'm going to be replacing the thermostat. So the previous owner did replace the thermostat, but I don't know what they replaced it with. Obviously, I could just probably take it out and check, but I just went ahead and bought the TD5, the diesel model thermostat, the 180-degree thermostat, because I can't verify what he put in, and probably be good for me to learn anyway how to replace that. So this one, that's in should be getting in a few days, that new thermostat, and hopefully next weekend we'll be putting that in. Okay, 4-liter V8 engine, air cabin filter. Not going to open it up right now. Power steering fluid, brake fluid. Open them up. I don't see any discoloration or major areas of concern. New ignition was done by the previous owner, so you can see it does look pretty new. Okay. Now, one thing that's interesting under the hood that I discovered on my deep inspection for rust last weekend, which I did off camera. Let me see if it's going to focus. So it's not, there we go. One of the places, that water can collect, and you might start to see some rust. Is went out of focus again, but is right above the window, or the wheel well, and there's some rust down there. It doesn't look that bad. Did I touch it last? It's kind of crusty, so but the metal feels fine. And there's none of that on the other side, so you can see there, none of that on the other side. I didn't show earlier, but check for rust under the. You're gonna want to check for rust under the, or in the wheel well. Did not find any. I'm not going to show all four corners, but anyway, so that's things under the engine, or under the hood. Don't look too bad. Let's dive in under the car. That's where things start to get really interesting. Let's see. Oh, great. All right. I have to back up. Girl. Shit. There they go. Yeah. Okay. That might work out. This will help. Uh, oh. Hold on. Break. Kinda. Okay, so I don't really know where to start in the under, so we'll just kind of go little by little. But I spent a good few hours last weekend looking for rust and trying to identify what's surface rust and what's actually, something to be worried about. One of the things checked is all the body mounts. So here's one poked around. Maybe it's just better if, yeah. Metal is solid. Okay, obviously it's old and rusty, but same thing with the under of the car. Solid surface rust. Okay, here's a couple chassis mounts. It's crackly, surface rust, but metal is in good condition. Thought I just saw another one. Well, here's another body mount. Okay. Solid. Let's see what else we could take a look at. Here's another, I don't know what you call this. Chassis mount? I don't even know. But got some cracking of the surface rust. My plan is to come down here and deep clean all the surface rust and rust proof what's still here. But, okay. Exhaust. This is where somebody replaced, I'm trying to get it on video. Previous owner replaced the cats and the piping. You see that? Cat. Oh, it's my hands. Cat piping. All newer. I don't know what you would call this, like first downstream muffler, but then there's another one further down the car, right at the point of exhaust from the vehicle. Here's some more surface rust. All the metal's pretty solid. I already poked around a lot of this last weekend. Let's see what else I can point out from down here. Okay. This I don't know what you call this, but it's brand new. So somebody did that recently. And transmission. Am I looking at the oil? Yeah. Oil tank. Okay. Now, this is the front drive shafts that the previous seller said that they replaced. So, brand new. Okay. Front diff. Now, I'm like 90%, well, not even 90%. I'm sure these diffs were replaced, relatively speaking, recently, because this is all brand new. So, front diff, the back diff. Actually, the back diff looks old, so I don't think that's been replaced. Closer look at the interface between the new exhaust piping to the. See, this is kind of a bit rough, but it's the muffler. Okay, what else can we look at here? I cleaned this up last weekend, but it was caked in oil, so kind of standard for Land Rovers. If there ain't oil under them, there ain't oil in them, right? So this was all the transmission, the oil pan, like this was all caked with a good shiny layer of oil. I cleaned it up a bit last weekend, not completely, but same thing here under the, see, there you go. So I cleaned this bottom of the engine last weekend. Can clearly see there's a leak somewhere. Again, kind of a standard feature of Land Rovers. I mean, this was all cleaned up, and now it's a week later. It's leaking. So who knows where that's coming from? Where's the engine block? Bottom of the engine. Let's see what else. Okay, oil filter. I can't tell what brand their previous person was using, but I bought a Napa Gold brand new oil filter. And now we're looking at the bottom of the radiator fan, drive belt. Let's see what else. Again, this was replaced. This, what is this, a track rod? I don't even know. Again, I'm an amateur. But that's been replaced. Maybe not. Yeah, that's all been replaced. So it looks like somebody did, some work on this. Take a closer look. That is, what is that, a bushing? That is worn. Clearly some rust here, but metal feels solid. Okay. I plan to replace the suspension soon. Just trying to get a better angle here. Radiator and fan. It's a spring. Okay. Take a look at the other one. Kind of the paint's chipping off there, huh? At the top there. So, let's take a look at the back. That's where things get really interesting. I'm going to save the best for last in the back. Well, here, I wonder if I should back the car up onto the ramps. Let's do that. Let's see. Let's not run over my flashlight. Oh. Alright, let's talk about the back of the car because this is where things get really interesting. I had to save the best for last. Alright, let's take more look at, the integrity of the metal here. I was a little worried about the back because the carpets felt a little damp and mildewy when I test drove it, but I poked around a lot last weekend, spent a good hour or two poking around and didn't find any, this is all really bad surface rust, but okay. And this spring mount, metal is pretty solid around here. I chipped off the paint here last weekend. Okay. Rear diff. Let's see what else. Some surface rust here. Maybe this was replaced. But the front panel or front side of the casing looks rough, and then this back side looks a lot better. So I wonder if somebody, I don't know. Okay, here's some more surface rust. Here is the exhaust. Oh, you know what I didn't point? This looks, good. You know what I didn't point out was the hole I found, or the leaks I found. The right catalytic converter. So, trying to figure out where that ticking noise was coming from. ChatGPT said it's most likely an exhaust leak. So I was looking for a hole that is not focusing, but this is what I found. Is it going to focus? Come on. Maybe not. There is a leak. It's leaking here. Come on, man. Is it going to focus? There we go. This is leaking. There's fluid here. Okay, so I think that's where the ticking sound is coming from when I accelerate. Here's some more body mounts. Again. A lot of surface rust. But rails and everything are okay. Here's this surface rust spot is bad. So, must have been a leak around here at some point in time. We need to look into that a bit more. Some more body mounts. Okay. But the metal seems solid. So, this pan, or I don't know what you would call this, like a heat shield or shield of some sort, is crackling really bad. So there you go. See, I just took off a chunk there. Right back here, it's falling apart. So it's one area. What's that? Somebody is that like a weld? Like a very bad match? That's interesting. I didn't see that last weekend. Alright, so they saved the best for last. This is about the end of the walk around video. So, look over here. I don't know what you'd call this. The rear body mount, maybe. Looks like it holds the exhaust. I don't know what this is. There's also a strap that goes around the fuel tank. This is the fuel tank here. So that goes around the top of the fuel tank. And then you have this bolted connection to this towing part. I'm sorry the video's out of focus. I'm not a YouTuber. Just filming this for fun. But see, this one is, overall it's okay. But, it's surface rust, but it's solid. But I say that I would save the best for last on this car. And that is the rust I found. Not just rust, rot. That I found last weekend. Right here. Rear body mount on the right hand side. Look at this. This is bad. This is bad. It's splitting. And then here, it's completely freaking gashed. So crap. That looks like a very, very, very expensive fix. I was initially wondering if there's a way, I could cut it out, find somebody to weld a piece on, but this looks pretty extensive. I mean, this is bad, which makes me sad. So I have no idea what to do here. Like, how expensive is it going to be to replace? Look at how big the piece is ginormous, and it's welded. I was looking bolted versus welded. This bolt, but here this is weld. Bolt, bolt. Some more bolts. But I have no idea what it does up there at the top of the spring. But yeah, man, this is really bad. And I don't know what to do about this. So there's not really too much more to say right now. I'm just going to have to find a solution and see how much it costs. So that's a bummer. If anybody online has any ideas, let me know. So that completes the walk around of the car. Overall, she clearly has a lot of dings and dents and things that need to be fixed. But mechanically speaking, she seems pretty sound. Everything seems fixable, and projects here and there should be fun to work on. That and mostly just surface rust, except that rear body mount or that arch in the back that is rough. I'm still really excited to work on this car and get the life that I can out of it, as much as I can. So yeah, that's the walk around. That's the list of things that we need to do. So in the next video, I'm not sure yet what the next video will be focused on, what we'll be working on, but there'll be more to come.